On this episode of AIS, we have Chris Scoville. He is the CEO of Blue Pages Pro, and he has built a huge solution for contractors out there. This is a contractor to consumer network where you're going to get paired up with a consumer or a consumer to a contractor. He also has financing solutions, and you get your own page. So it's basically recreating the yellow pages into the current age and a lot more than that. High energy guy, super fun conversation. So stay tuned. I'll cut an intro for the beginning. So we can just keep this conversation going. I do want to talk about, you kind of like I'm sure there's multiple faucets to your business model, and it sounds like there are, but initially you're connecting consumers with contractors. And that is one aspect of it. And then you also have this financing arm of this company as well. And kind of break down that and what got you into this space. I know you kind of on our previous call told me the aha moment of when you decided to do this, but give us the history here.
Cool. Yeah. So Blue Pages Pro, it's one of those interesting things where we started kind of testing some things out 5 years ago. My partner's out in California, and it's funny. I wanted to build automation for contractors because, like our conversation, Ryan, contractors are really good at selling and they're really good at installing, but they're maybe not so great at getting more reviews, more referrals, more rewards, and better retention, right? So I was like, we're going to automate this R4 method. We're going to help contractors with the sale after the sale, the follow-up process. We're going to get more reviews. We're going to
describe
give them
R4 real quick. What's R4?
R4 stands for reviews, referrals, rewards, and retention.
Okay.
And I'm going to build this automation tool that helps Ryan do those 4 R's after his sales pro makes a sale, because Ryan wants to go out and make more sales. He doesn't want to sit in the office and get more reviews and have better retention and do all like the things that you should do after a sales call, right? So I'm like, to my partner in AIS, California, I said, dude, let's build it and let's automate this thing. It's going to be called the R4 method. And we started doing it. It worked. But it was like an agency and it was really hands-on. And I'm like, no, this isn't what I really wanted. I wanted to kind of create something that we didn't have to babysit wholeheartedly and be an agency, like a marketing agency. So I said, well, let's keep going with this great concept, but how are we going to get people to do business with us? And he's like, I don't know, let's figure it out. So I said, I got an idea. Let's build the Field of Dreams. Because like in the great movie, Kevin Costner built the baseball field and all the baseball players came to play on it, right? So I was like, let's build a directory and let's build them a listing and let's help them connect with consumers and give it to them for free. And then we'll be able to call these contractors and say, hey, you know, you're on the Blue Pages and we've created a cool listing for you and it's free and it's got SEO and we'll be able to connect you with consumers. But hey, what we're calling about is this R4 method thing that we can help you with. So we got into it. We started selling jobs and started selling clients and blah, 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 blah. And then it looked at this aha moment 2 years later going, wait a minute here. R4 method isn't really the business we want to be in. This directory thing, you know, building this tool, this sales tool and this finance tool is really where we want to be. We can scale this. And, you know, I've been in the finance space for over 26 years and we can add this financing tool to it and we can help contractors connect, convert, create more relationships and close more jobs by building the Blue Pages Pro. So that's when we folded everything up. We went 100% all in on Blue Pages Pro, which is a software tool. That it's like a microsite that helps contractors connect, convert, close more jobs. And then we built the financing piece into it. And we've got finance partners for the API so we can do soft credit pulls. And then we have this traffic piece. So there's really 3 parts to it. There's software as a service, the financing, and then traffic, how we can help contractors drive more traffic back to their Blue Page and back to their website. So that's really kind of the long and the short of how we stumbled into Blue Pages Pro was by accident trying to actually bring another solution to the table called R4 method. And we've used those pieces of the R4 method in helping contractors with their business on a consultative approach. Like, hey, here's how you should go get better reviews. Hey, here's how you build a referral program. Hey, here's how you get better retention. Here's how you should reward your customers. So we still do the R4 method. It's just not an automated turnkey SaaS solution.
Yeah. And how much traction have you gained since you started? Are you guys nationwide now, or what's
Yeah,
what does that look like?
indeed. We're so I would say, we started building 2 years ago. I've recently retired from the banking job, and I'm actually running the company like I should as a CEO and the founder, full time for the last 2 months. We currently are at about 19,000 members on the platform in the United States. We've recently signed a contract in Canada with a finance company called Finance It. Ironically enough,
Love the name.
Finance It just bought their competitors in the finance world. One was called Snap, and I don't know what the other lender was called, but they're like Canada. They're like the monopoly. They're the big home and you can imagine the United States, like one major lender being the lender in home improvement. That's how it is in Canada with Finance It. And we just so happen to sign an agreement with them to help them build these blue pages up there so we can integrate their financing. And we're going to hit Canada totally different than we did the United States. We're going to keep it a lot simpler. We're going to have one program, one finance company, and one tool up there, whereas we have 4 different options here in the States. So,
and I have some Canucks I could refer you to. I have a big Canadian base.
I love it.
One of our business coaches, he's out of Ontario, and their program is it's called BTA, Breakthrough Academy.
Yeah. Yep. I know them well. I know them really well. Becky and all those guys.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of work with them. I was partnered with them in my previous career. I built the association and relationship with those guys, and I don't know if you remember Simon.
No.
Simon, we built that agreement about 2 years ago. So I've done a lot of podcasts and training with them. They're really, what a great group.
Great group, great sharp program, very sharp group. Our business coach is one of the sharpest people I've met. He's a great guy.
It's interesting. That is such a, let's talk about coaches, right? Coaches get such a quote, end quote, rub on social media. They're not coaches. They are real consultants and forensic folks that look at your business from the inside out and really dig deep and go, we got a hole. Let's fix it. Yeah. And I love it. And I hate to say that they're coaches. They're not. They're really more forensically fixing businesses from the inside out as they should, right?
And I love it's almost like it's kind of ironic. You're almost paying for a friend. Like you're paying for the mentorship in a way. Especially once you hit a certain point, like what you need to do. It's just these decisions come at you and you have a fork in the road, and it's better to talk to someone that's been there before and can give you some assistance and guidance. I'm in another group, Contractor Life Academy. I talked about you yesterday with a guy, and that's a really sharp guy as well, and that's a really great group. But there's so many, and I think it's really kind of the ultimate like give back, to the contractors that are coming up and starting a little program. Helping out the next generation of contractors, because why not let everyone succeed? I'm all for it. I love the coaching sector.
There's some really very respectable coaches and folks to help out. And to your point, Ryan, I've got a couple mentors that own software companies. And when something really exciting happens, I pick up the phone and I call them. And when something really challenging happens, I pick up the phone and I call them. And it's just nice to have some people that have been where you were, because I would say we're a startup.
Yeah.
Have been here and have been through these pain things. And I can go, oh, man, you won't believe what happened to me today. Whether it's good or bad, they go, that's great. Or, wow, that sucks. You'll get through it. Right. So it's so nice to have a group of people that I could trust and reach out to and say, dude, what do I do? Because there's been times that I wanted to call somebody and celebrate something that's exciting, that we've released a new product called the APS, right? And it's so cool. And I don't have anybody to just pick up the phone and be like, bro, you got to see what I just built. It's like revolutionary. And them understand it. But I can call up Richie from Roofer and go, dude, I just built this thing that does this. And he go, how did you do that?
And you're kind of I'm sure being like the CEO of essentially a tech startup, right? That's essentially what you guys are. I mean, with the 3 arms there, the financing, the SaaS, and then the network side, the driving traffic. You come from the finance world. How have you adjusted as like the leader of this company to really take on like the tech side? Because I went through a similar thing a year and a half ago where I had, as most entrepreneurs do, this great idea, right? This big, shiny, flashy thing that I was like, this is it. A little bit different than what you're doing right here, but it was more geared towards interior designers because we're design build. And when we first started working with outside designers, I found so many holes, right? And I was like, this is just ripe for someone to innovate and to take over this market. But I didn't necessarily have the skill sets then to actually move forward with that. How did you adjust? How did you, pivot and get the skills you needed or the people and the network you needed to be successful?
Right. Great question. It's interesting. So this whole idea of me launching a solution came from, ironically enough, probably I was at a Grant Cardone dealio down in Miami, a 10X event.
Nice.
And Russell Brunson and, some of the greats were up there, these tech guys and these software services. And I'm sitting next to this guy, Gavin, and I go, I want to do that. And he's like, okay, cool. And I said, no, I want to do all of it. I want to be up on stage and I want to build a solution. I want to solve a problem. So I went out to lunch and I wrote this business plan on a bar nap with an iced tea.
Nice.
So I wrote this at that event, and I'm like, it's called the R3 method, by the way. It was an R4 method at that point. And I came back from lunch and I sat down. I said, I did it. I got the idea. And that's where they came from. And I said, I got to go figure out how to do this. Now, mind you, I didn't know what a URL was, a DNS, a funnel. Like, I didn't know what this stuff was. So I just got really busy and I got deep into it. So I started calling around, and that's where the self-service learning, he's really kind of just drinking from the fire hose, as they say. I started studying funnels and how they worked. And then I was like, okay, I could do this. And then that's when it was like, all right, I need a partner that can actually build the tech side of this. I've got the vision, the EOS, right? I'm the visionary. I need the project developer guy, the integrator to make this all happen. Mm-hmm. So I interviewed 13 companies, and I got to the 13th call, ironically enough. And it was this young guy named Alex that worked at Entreport. Okay. Mm-hmm. Entreport's a all-in-one CRM solution. And I'm on the phone with him. Mind you, I'm, working at the bank, and I'm doing this on the side from 5 o'clock till 1 a.m. every night for years and years and years and years, Saturdays and Sundays included. And I said to Alex, I said, dude, I need this. Here's the vision. Here's the plan. I don't have any money, but I need a partner. He goes, that's perfectly fine, right? He goes, that's perfectly fine. I don't want money. He goes, I want a partnership I want to build something with somebody and be a partner in that. And I go, let's go. And we did it. And that's when we started building things and tools and failing forward fast so many times. I remember I built this bundle called the Ultimate Contractor Sales Machine Bundle. Holy cow. Ultimate Contractor Sales Machine Bundle.
It's a mouthful.
UCMB.
Like an acronym it.
We went to a trade show in New Orleans with iPads in a $3,000 giveaway. We didn't have $3,000 a giveaway. It said drawing $3,000 giveaway. I'm like, this will get people's attention. We're right across the alley from Acculinks. We didn't have the Blue Pages wasn't built. It was just an idea. We had maybe 5 or 6. But what I did is I had the team over in the Philippines make me a video, a really fast one. So you could imagine walking up to my booth and me going, hey, you should really get on the Blue Pages. We do this, this, and this. And it just moving really fast, right? We didn't have an app. We had it on WordPress. And it was like, but if you came up and you watched that video, you're like, wow, this is cool. And that's how we built Blue Pages Pro. By my team in the Philippines making a video and me going like this with my finger really fast. And we came home from that show and I said to Alex, I go, dude, we need to build an app. WordPress ain't work. And we had an app 14 days later. We had a cloud-based app. So
14 days.
Oh no, we're fast.
That's fast.
So anyway, that's to answer your question. I couldn't have done any of this without my integrator and my project developer, Alex, out in California, and then the team over in the Philippines. Put it to you this way. 3 weeks ago, I came up with a brilliant idea, because of course, that's all I do is ideas. You see them all on that board, right? Those are my ideas. And then I called Alex and I go, dude, do you remember how I said I'm not going to build anything new? He's like, yeah. And he's waiting for it. And I go, I want to build an app. And he's like, what do you mean? I thought you said we weren't going to build anything. We're supposed to be selling. Everything's done. We're supposed to be selling now. I said, no, don't worry. This app's going to be free. and it's going to help us sell. And he goes, all right, well, let's hear it. So I built an app. I hired a team in India. We built an app in a week, and it's in the Apple Store and the Google, whatever, Apple and AIS. That's how much I know about tax. It's in Apple and it's in Google. Right now, being approved to launch my own first app. I built this thing. Do you want to know what the app is?
Tell me.
It's called the Blue Pages Pro Loan Calculator.
Oh.
Do you know what the app does? And it's free to download for consumers and contractors?
Perfect add-on.
It's a loan calculator. So what does that mean? So if you're a contractor and you're at the point of sale or the point of need with a consumer, and the job for the flooring or the kitchen project is $8,736.24, you're going to put it into the loan calculator. You're going to pick an interest rate and a term, and it's going to tell you what the monthly payment is. And then guess what the next button does? They click it, and it goes into the application for a soft credit pull. And we get them a soft credit pull in 13 seconds and then tell them what lender and what program to go to. That's all it does. So consumers, you're at Home Depot and you want to know how much it's going to cost for a $15,000 home improvement project. You choose the term, you choose that, you click the button, and it takes you to the Blue Pages so you can apply for financing and connect with a contractor.
Yeah.
All roads lead back to Blue Pages Pro, whether you're a consumer or a contractor, right?
Yeah.
It's 3 screens. It's a splash screen. It's are you a contractor? Are you a consumer? And then it's the calculator. And then the button at the bottom takes you to the Blue Pages to go do the thing that you need to do.
Yeah.
So I'm on the phone with the guys in India. I got all the screenshots. Like I've got it all framed up. And they go, so Chris, what else do you want? And I said, nothing. They go, but this is only 3 screens. I said, it's all we need. They go, you don't want this? Nope. You don't want it? Nope. You just want 3 screens? I said, yeah. Contractor, consumer. Dollar amount, term, price. Next. That's it.
Yeah. Simple,
we had
high
it built
UX.
in a week.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
It doesn't exist anywhere.
Well, it's a great value add too for that contractor as well. And I mean, keeping the user interface as simple as possible has one intention, and it does it very, very well. That's one of the most profitable, simple things ever. That's great.
Everyone's like, all the lenders have a loan calculator. You got to go in, you got to log into a portal, and then you're inside of the system, and then you're inside of here and you're there. But this is just an app. You just click the button and boom, you're in. And then of course you need financing, boom, and then it comes into my world. And then they go to the APS system that I built. Yeah.
So you're building all these other arms around your main service, and at some point this is going to be a big roll up, right? And you're going to have a conglomerate. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm having calls now. So if here's my pitch. I'll break the fourth wall. If there's any investor to this, I'm definitely open for calls and conversations. Thank you. And back to your.
Have you guys raised money? Did you guys go through a seed?
No. I am completely bootstrapped this from my flip-flops. I've got no debt. And you know what's funny? I when I'm on the phone with investors, I don't really know how to answer this. I don't know if I should lie and be like, yes, we owe a lot
of interest, millions of dollars.
Owe a lot of people a lot of money. It's cost me $550,000 to build the app to where it is today. I'm just so freaking honest, and I get off these calls and I'm like, should I have said that? But I'm like, I've created something really lean. I built it myself. I've never taken on an investor. I don't have any debt. I don't owe anybody any money. I own the thing 100% myself under an LLC that's extremely well protected by attorneys and everybody else. I don't know if I should lie, but I don't. I'm like, here we are.
I wouldn't.
We've got this big, beautiful platform that we want to expand and go into this direction and this direction and this direction. I want a partner that can roll up their sleeves, invest some money into this thing, put some jet fuel in it. So we're not traveling at this trajectory. We're kind of traveling at that trajectory together. And I've said that very clearly to the investors. We want a working investor that we can plug this into your system, and it won't just help your entity grow. It'll help our entity grow so we can do this together. So there's some common ground. And it's not just me showing up with a quarterly check to a board of angels that have no idea what home improvement is and no idea what financing is. I want to work with an investor that is in the industry and wants to gain more traction and market share, helping consumers connect with contractors and vice versa.
Yeah, and this is a really smart business, especially at the time and place we're in now, where service industries are getting so much attention from private equity, from a lot of influencers online about buy a boring business, buy an HVAC company, buy a roofing company, and here it's you are, tying that HVAC company, that roofer company, directly with consumers, and then supplying the funds to actually let them work together. So you're a perfect middleman.
To your point, you can skip this. It's super important. I saw a problem in the industry, and of course, that's what we do, right? We see a problem, we try to fill that void.
Yep.
I didn't like the way that these, and I'm not going to name them because I don't want any more lawsuits or any lawsuits.
Anymore? Okay.
Yeah, the lawsuit that I'm going to have with the granite guy, I'm already putting that into manifestation. So I saw, these third-party non-validated lead providers that charge for leads, and they resell them 4 or 5 times. And one of them, just got hit by a suit by the FTC. Yep. And I don't like the business practice of selling human beings data and think that that's a great business. So it's a weird
arbitrage. It's a very weird arbitrage. I don't agree with it either.
If you have a call center that's just dialed in and you get that lead and you call them in 5 seconds, it might be good for you. Some companies have it and it works well. But for your average guy that's a plumber, an electrician, a roofer to buy these leads for $350 after they've been called 10 times, it's just not quite fair. Anyway, I was like, I'm going to build this thing that can help contractors connect with consumers, and I'm not going to charge any lead fee, and there's going to be no friction involved. So a consumer connect with a contractor, he can vet the contractor. We built the consumer protection toolbox so they could do a state license lookup, so they can vet them properly, so they can do the contractor checklist that we give them and make sure that they're asking all the proper questions that they should before hiring the guy, like all the shit that I should have done before I hired my granite guy, I didn't do. Shame on me. I learned, right? But that's what I wanted to build and take to the marketplace. We're not a lead provider. We don't sell leads. When consumers, when contractors ask me, hey, how many leads I'm going to get? I'm going to say, it depends on how many you work for, right? We're going to give you the tool to help you drive traffic to help you connect, convert, close, but we don't sell leads. I've got some really creative and intuitive ways that we provide leads back to everybody, but we don't sell leads. I want the consumer to connect with a contractor and make a decision themselves. I want the contractor to connect with a consumer and make a decision if they want to take on that person, but I don't want to sell data for data. This is not a commodity. It's a consumer connecting with a contractor, and they look at the work and they look at the company cam photos and the project mapping of all the jobs that they've done on an install in a zip code area. And they look at the video and they take the offer and they get the soft credit pull and they get affordable financing. That's what I wanted to create for the marketplace.
Yeah. And the name really plays to that too, because back in the day, what'd you do? You went to
Yellow Pages,
and you said AAA roofing. Okay. AAA 1A roofing. Yeah.
That's so funny.
It's so great.
I was in the mortgage industry for a long time, construction to permanent, like 18 and a half years. And I'd go on business trips. And of course, we didn't have all the cool stuff that we have nowadays. The first thing that I would do in a hotel is get the Yellow Pages and rip the mortgage broker section out. And I'd wake up the next day and I would cold call and drive to those locations on my MapQuest. I'd map it out and I'd print it out and I'd have it in my car and I'd be driving like, dude. So yeah, the Yellow Pages was a friend of mine, although I feel sorry for anybody that followed me in a hotel. All the mortgage brokers were ripped out of every single one that they see. I take them back. I take all the Yellow Pages back and I give it to my assistant and they would load them into what back then it wasn't a CRM. I don't even know what the hell we use. But that's how we'd get our data, man. That and fax machines. We'd send out our interest rates in the morning to brokers through fax.
That's wild.
Fax machines. Here's your interest rates for the day.
Everyone's now look at us. On pins and needles waiting for that fax to come in.
52 years old, I start a software company. What's wrong with me?
No, I love it. You're adapting to the times, man.
Because at 75 years old, I don't want to look back and go, man, I really should have followed that dream that I had about Blue Pages Pro. So I gave, I went all in. They say burn the boats. I burned all the boats.
That's my motto, man. That's actually that is on our wall in the office. Burn the boats. There's no plan B. We're all in.
I burned the boats.
Conquer or die.
It is stressful. And I was feeling it this morning. I pray and I read the Bible and I work out in the morning and I meditate and I walk my dog. And that's when I'm out there in the dark. And
Just
that's
like a tech
when
founder. Yeah.
I take it all in the morning and I breathe in and I try to practice gratitude. Man, I was broken today. I was broken down to my mindset. And I just was like, I got this. I'm going to do this. And it's still, on those days, it ain't freaking easy telling yourself that you're going to beat the mindset. It's just not
I had
easy.
a similar thing last night, man. For my church, we're doing the Daniel fast, right?
Yep.
And it's pretty restrictive. And I have jujitsu on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
And so I'm depleted, right? And I go into jiu-jitsu class and I'm just getting rolled all over this mat, man. I'm cramping. I have no cardio. My muscles feel like noodles. And at the end of that, like I was just so defeated, so pissed. And I was like cursing that Daniel fast. And I was like, well, that's the point of the Daniel fast.
That's what you want. You got to feel that, man. Like,
yep.
I know it now, especially, dude, having this call with you right now is picking me up so much because, I did all the right things. I went and hugged my wife. And I told her that I loved her. And I said, all this stuff that we're going through means nothing. It means nothing. It's just material stuff. It's a stone in a kitchen, and it means nothing.
Yep.
None of it means anything. So let me share this with anybody since we're on.
Yeah.
I got a group of people, they're called My People. We just kind of share thoughts. Pray, then pray more. Today, breathe through me and help me be nicer to people. This is me, by the way. This is my serenity prayer. Material things don't matter. Love is what matters. Being kind is what matters. This house doesn't matter. This business doesn't matter. God matters, and everything else behind that will fall into place where it's supposed to be, when it's supposed to be. Amen. When it's supposed to be, everything will freaking fall into place.
Yep.
Nothing matters, but that's what matters, is that it'll all fall into place when it's supposed to fall into place.
And I think that's such a great lesson for business too. You can only do what you can control. You can only do so much. And all the other, as you know, there's a bunch of BS that pops up daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly. So be it.
Guy asked me yesterday on the investor call. These guys are big, 14.8 billion AUM.
Damn.
Like these guys are monsters that are looking at our company. And at the end, I can't get a read on how the call went. By the way, 7 people asked me, how'd the call go? I don't know. It felt really weird. I don't know. Maybe I said too much. Maybe I said too little. Anyway, he goes, Chris, we got a feeling that you're kind of doing it all. And I looked at him and I go, is there any other way? Like, seriously.
It's true. Yeah.
I said back to him, I go, I didn't know what else to say. Is there any other way? Of course I'm doing it all. I'm a startup. I did it myself. This is my company. I don't have a bunch of salespeople because none of them show up to work. I do it all, damn it. And the reason why I'm on this call is I need your money.
So I can stop doing it all.
I need your help so I don't have to do it all. We can build a team and we can just go like this. So I don't know. Is this going to be videoed or just our voice?
Video and voice.
I don't know if I'm crying or laughing right now. It was so funny. Like, I was like, dude, are you kidding me?
Why do you think I'm here?
You've got 750 employees in your office in New York City. And then over in Geneva, you got 3,000. And down in Chicago, you got another couple hundred. Down in Miami, you got 1,000. Like, of course I'm doing it all. Oh, why do you think I'm on this call, man? So it's funny. These investor calls are a trip. Because I don't know
if you could wave a magic wand, have the perfect fit for your corporation, who would that look like?
Zillow.
Okay.
Because I built the platform for Zillow. They just don't know it yet.
Okay. Call that
when
shot.
You go to, it's really simple.
I mean,
when you
it makes
go to
a lot of
Zillow,
sense.
you can buy a house, you can rent a house, you can connect with a realtor. I think you can even get a mortgage there now, but you can't fix a house. My platform was built for Zillow. It mimics Zillow. The map is on the left and the contractors are on the right. When you go to Zillow, the map is on the left and the homes are on the right. It's a perfect plug and play into a $600 billion industry. Annual, $600 billion a year annual industry. It's the perfect plug and play.
So let's see. It looks like, the founder of Zillow, ex-Microsoft executives, Expedia, Hotwire. Yeah, they come from that world.
Yep. Yep.
Interesting. Have you ever done a search on who like raised their seed?
No.
I start poaching those guys, man. Start cold calling them.
Yeah. Hold on one sec.
Get that really fast video, Get that
hold
really fast video and start pitching, baby.
Who raised money for Zillow?
That's exactly what I typed in Google. Who invested in Zillow when they started?
Number 11. Interesting story.
Let's make a call.
I built this platform back in the early 2000s and I didn't know it. I was in a house at my friend's, the Farrells in Connecticut, and I had a book and I was writing notes. I'm like, man, wouldn't it be cool if you could connect and do this? And I drew it all out. And I didn't realize it till last year. We were having some dinner. We were snowboarding out in Utah. And I'm there with the Farrells. And they looked at me. They go, Chris, do you know your Blue Pages Pro thing? I was like, yeah, you did this over 20 years ago at our dining room table in Connecticut. You already did this. I was like, holy cow, you're right. So this idea has always been deep down in there. It's just now come to fruition. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the financing is just a really big part of it, right? Because like even you're dealing with that out there. Like people need affordability right now to buy the stuff that you guys sell. And
some of the rates that I was presented with, and I have a call on Friday with that team. You just don't see that, right? You don't see what you guys are offering anywhere. And where we're at in this economy right now, that middle class remodel is just completely squished. That $60,000 to $80,000 remodel is gone out the window for the most part. People aren't spending.
Yeah.
But the high end stuff and the repair and replacement stuff is still really, really viable. We have a lot of huge, $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 projects that we're either actively working on or in the pipe. But our bread and butter was like, the custom kitchen, redoing the floors, painting the house. And those people don't want to spend right now. So I took the offers or the terms that we were given. I picked my 3. I got with my marketing team. We're writing up some crazy good offers and going to do some video content behind those and really just retarget all those people that bounced due to price.
It's like 100. It might be 96 for $96 for 10,000 or $114 for every 10,000.
It's not bad.
Not bad at all. I mean, with no prepayment penalty. And let's be clear. Contractors, you do have the ability to buy rates down. I'm talking, this is par. That's par. You can still buy down to, 799, 899, 99, 109. But, the thing is, any contractors listening to this, maintain a healthy margin, offer affordability and payment options at the point of sale and the point of need. But you don't have to go down into the 699 and the 599 and the 79 pricing nowadays, because take a look at what Wall Street's offering to consumers on a HELOC or a personal loan or a refi and stay within that marketplace, right? So
with that,
stay profitable, help your customers at the point of sale with unsecured lending options, and everyone walks away in a win-win situation, even the consumer, because it's unsecured. They didn't have to touch their equity. They didn't have to ruin their 2.5% or their 3% 30-year mortgage. They just tapped into an unsecured loan that they could pay off whenever they want with no prepayment penalty. So, yeah. Good,
man. It's a great option. And I'm really, really excited to get started on that. I'm really glad I met you to get that set up. That's going to be huge for our business.
Just wait till you see what I built for you. I haven't even showed it to you. The APS.
The calculator?
No, I have not. I've been busier than a bee solving kitchen problems, apparently. Real quick, I'll tell you and your audience, this is very interesting. So indirect lenders, the big 5, there's a lot more than that. Let's call them the big 5. and I explained it to this guy at dinner last night, can't reach out to a consumer and make a loan to them. Thank goodness, right? They have to go through you. You have to enroll with them, and then you can offer the consumer the lending, right?
Yep.
Trust me, the big five want to reach out to that consumer direct. They can't, though. It's called indirect lending. You as a contractor have to enroll in their program, get approved, and now you can make that loan to the consumer at the point of need and the point of sale. Blue Pages Pro created a system called APS, Automated Pre-Qual System. Guess who can make the loan to the consumer now for you? Me. So my APS system will allow us to capture the consumer's data and their need, and I hold it in a gumball machine. So I pull their credit, their debt to income, your margin integrity for where your margins are. I make a loan recommendation and a program recommendation within 13 seconds with a soft credit pull. I hold it there. Now the consumers can be redirected back to you through the APS. So if they go to Blue Pages Pro and they fill out the form on APS and I gather their data and they're looking for a roof in 33441, it's automatically go through Blue Pages system and it goes to the platinum member on the Blue Pages. Consumer, financing, contractor. That's the path. Now you as a contractor can have the APS on your Blue Page. So when somebody lands on your tool in the middle of the night because they found you somehow, some way, and they're landed on your Blue Page, they can literally do a soft credit pull, ask for, let's call it $100,000, and goes into your bucket. So when you wake up in the morning, you have an email that says, Mary Smith, platinum, requested $100,000, debt to income 24.5%, loan recommendation, loan 3127 promo, loan recommendation 4016 midterm, loan recommendation 6056 long-term. Lender, go. Hey, Mrs. Smith, it's Ryan. How are you? Good. Yep, well, we got your request last night. Congratulations, you're approved to $100,000. We've got 3 programs we'd like to introduce you to. When can we come on over and check out that kitchen that you want?
Let's do it.
All with a soft credit pull while you were sleeping, and the consumer's loan is now moved into your portal where you take it to your lender and you apply because we made the recommendations and the programs, and everyone's happy. I've created the indirect lending solution through the APS model, and we can put it into a holding pattern until it's time for you to call the customer, or it's in time for the customer to connect with the right contractor. Both directions, bi-directional, from your Blue Page up into your portal, or for consumer just landing on the Blue Pages Pro and then choosing their contractor. APS solves it all.
And you told this to the investor, right? When you're on that call.
That's why they were on the phone with me.
I'd give you money.
I created a tool that doesn't exist in the marketplace.
Yeah, that's huge.
It's massive because the big five want to make the loan to the consumer. They can't. It's illegal.
Yeah.
They have to go through you.
Yeah.
I've created a system that puts it into a holding pattern and still drives it back to them. It drives it back to them. They still win at the end of the day. I just get to be the guy that holds the data and then redirects it when its time is due.
Yeah. Once again, the perfect middleman solution.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. So
where does this knowledge come from? Is this mostly from your financing background, or where did you gain these insights?
I don't know. I mean, I've been working with contractors a really, really long time. In 17, custom home. In 19, I was doing tie beams. And in 23, I was associate director doing construction perm wholesale. So I spent more than half my life now working with contractors, trying to provide solutions to problems. And I've been in the home. I've been thrown out of the home. And I do a lot of trainings, and I just have a lot of conversations. I think when you're in the mud all day long, all you want to do is solve problems for people. So these freaking ideas come to me, and I write them on the whiteboard. I'm pointing at a whiteboard over here. This is the one that I just do this while I'm sitting here, and then I go back there, and then I get on the phone with Alex. I'm like, dude, he's like, oh. I mean, Alex should be on this. He'd laugh like, yeah, he's insane. I've wanted to create that APS for a long time because I know that the big lenders want to make loans, but they can't. They're not allowed to.
Yeah.
They have to go through you.
Yeah. Which wouldn't be, for me, for example, not as common knowledge because I'm not from that world. I didn't have to fund, renovation loans or construction perm loans or anything like that. So you have a great angle from your background to come into here and just slay.
Yeah, I just have to figure out how to, to get this out to the masses, right? Like, I've got a big voice and I've got a big stage, but I'll get it there. I'll get it there, man. This thing just got launched last week. We have 3 clients that have purchased it already. And the cool thing is immediate ROI. You know what your margins are. You know what you make. So if I can land you one job through the APS, you're all set. It's immediate return, and then everything after that's super gravy. So
I can link you up with some people at Pro Remodeler, the magazine.
Yeah.
We had an article in there that I did a professional little excerpt about, and it's either, a tech stack or, a product or whatever it may be that you're using as a contractor that makes your life better.
Yeah.
When I did that, I did not know about you guys. But I'd be more than happy to throw that out there, because I'm sure any exposure at this point is great exposure.
Absolute blessing. I mean, I've reached out to, quite a few, and I'm sure, our timing will come. I'm patiently impatient, but like the qualified remodeler as well.
Yeah.
Peter over there, or I think his name is Peter. Yeah. Patrick O'Toole. Yeah. Like, dude, this article of what we built for APS. Oh man. Wow. What
awesome.
A big, cool tech solution and that, we've built. And really, here's the cool thing. It just helps. So some tech solutions are, kind of like a little bit greedy. Ours just helps. It helps the consumer get financing and funding to buy the projects, to do the improvement on their beautiful home that they love so much. It helps contractors close more jobs. And it does it all with one soft credit pull in 13 seconds.
Yeah.
And then for your contract, like you said, there's not a lot of contractors that know what the heck they're doing out there. It solves their problem because we tell them what lender to go to and 3 programs that are recommended. So when they talk to the customer, they can say, Mrs. Smith, congratulations, you're approved $100,000. We have 3 programs that have been recommended by lender A. One is a hybrid, one is a promotional, and one is a long-term low monthly payment option with no prepayment penalty. Which one do you want? And the consumer...
how are you guys going to monetize? Are you guys going to do mostly subscription-based with contractors?
Yes, it's annual. So we've got 4 levels. We've got base, Pro Lite, Pro Plan, and Platinum. It's an annual subscription. So that the Platinum comes with an APS built into it. It's $5,000 a year. So that's what my point was. One job pays for it. The rest of the year, have fun. It's your tool. And it comes with a whole bunch of stuff. Like, it comes with a special Platinum Certified Pro digital business card, which is a little bit better than the Certified Pro one, right? Like, so when you meet somebody at Dunkin' Donuts and you tap it and they open it up, it goes right to your blue page, and you hit the APS and watch the video and look at your work and stuff like that. So we've really automated the fall in love with you process, I call it.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah. So this has been fun. Totally cool, man. I love spending time on podcasts, getting to know people and laugh and just talk about real life stuff.
Yeah, no, this was great. Great experience. A pleasure having you on. We'll hop off this call, or we'll pause it here, and then just let me know how I can help you out. As far as exposure wise, if there's anything I can do, or, because I love the platform you guys have built. And I think it does solve a real problem.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, man. I'm not ashamed to say we'll take all the help that we can get.